The movie starts with a breathtaking view of the sea. A girl sitting on the beach recounts her encounter with a man named Jack at that very spot. She fell in love, but in her love story, there's a villain, Gone, a crime lord. It all began in Cambodia, where a man enters a house and starts shooting. Gone is revealed to be behind him, having a conversation with the gangster inside, suggesting they work together in Cambodia. When they are alone, Gone declares that one of them must die and proceeds to kill one of his own men. Following this, there is a dramatic sword fight between Gone and a local gangster, resulting in Gone's victory. The next day, Gone announces in a meeting that his rival is now dead. He encourages everyone to celebrate and heads into a room with a girl. Later, we see a character named Jack on a motorcycle with his friend Sam. They plan to rob a local bank, successfully steal money, and make their escape. As they stop at a location, Jack and Sam discover that the money they stole is actually in US currency. Jack is puzzled about how such a large sum ended up in a small Cambodian bank and worries about border checks. He quietly signals Sam to have his wife call, and she does. However, something unexpected occurs when Sam taps Jack's body. After some time, both of them reach the Royal Cambodia checkpoint and pass through without any issues. In Bangkok, Thailand, Jack checks into a hotel where Avalon works. They ride together on a motorcycle, and during the journey, Jack learns about Avalon's childhood and the tragic loss of her mother. Jack and Avalon collaborate because they have a deep connection to the beautiful island where they first met. He surprises her with a necklace, bringing her great joy. Then, he shows her the stolen money and cryptically mentions that it came about because of his love for her. Despite her repeated inquiries, he keeps the source of the money a secret. They make plans to go on a holiday to the island, and Jack heads off to take a bath, leaving his bag behind. While alone in the room, Avalon discovers the substantial amount of money and finds a gun hidden in Jack's bag. When he returns after the bath, she playfully scolds him for being naughty. As he approaches her, she reveals the gun she found, trying to ease the tension. He reassures her that the gun is not a toy and assures her not to be afraid. They share an intimate moment, kissing and growing closer. Meanwhile, Gone discovers that his $200,000 has been stolen. He blames his associate, the one who suggested keeping the money in that particular bank, holding him responsible for the loss. Back to Jack, who goes to a bank to exchange the stolen money. During dinner with Sam later, Sam expresses concerns about crossing the border. Jack reassures him not to worry and then leaves the restaurant at night. Jack takes Avalon to a hotel for dinner, and during the meal, she becomes concerned and asks him if they are in any danger. He reassures her, saying he feels safe with her. The next day, when Jack returns to his room, he is suddenly attacked from behind by Neon Marima. The attacker ties him to a chair and declares that he is Jack's new best friend. Jack protests, saying he doesn't need a new friend, but Niren finds his response amusing. He burns Jack with a cigarette and later pours water on the wound, handing him a stick of butter. Niren reveals that Jack had stolen a large sum of money from a bank in Cambodia, emphasizing that it's all in US currency. Jack claims he has no knowledge of what he is talking about, but Niren insists that the butter is helping Jack, causing him pain. When Jack agrees in frustration, Niren strikes him in the face. Eventually, Jack confesses how he obtained the money, and Niren deduces that Jack is eager to exchange it. Niren offers Jack a deal. He will provide all the necessary details for another theft, and in return, Jack must carry out the robbery. Niren insists on receiving 50% of the loot and 50% of the robbery Jack did earlier. Initially refusing, Jack's resolve weakens when Niren points a gun and threatens to kill his friend. Menacingly, Niren inserts a gun into Jack's mouth before handing him a mobile phone. As he leaves, he spots a photo of Avalon, using it to further threaten Jack. After some time, Avalon arrives and unties Jack. He explains that his money was stolen by dangerous people and apologizes for the situation. Showing her understanding, she takes care of his wound and reassures him that money is not as important to her as he is. Jack spends a sleepless night haunted by thoughts of Niren and constantly checking his phone. One day, he receives a call from Niren who inquires if he's ready. He confirms his readiness and informs Niren that he will be at the Sesub City Bank next Wednesday at 2 o'clock for the planned robbery. In the meantime, Gon engages in romantic martial arts training with his girlfriend. During the night, Jack meets with Greg and asks for some firearms. Initially surprised by the request, Greg eventually provides Jack with the requested weaponry. The next day, While Sam is with his girlfriend, Jack approaches him and convinces him to join in on another robbery. Sam is excited about the prospect. At night, Jack practices for the upcoming robbery with a gun. In the morning, he goes to the bank and shoots one of the assistants in the leg. Then, he demands the manager to open the locker, setting the stage for the heist to begin. As Jack flees from the bank with all the stolen money, his mobile phone accidentally falls inside the bank. He then heads to Niren with a bag of money. Niren, still menacing, threatens him and insists that he must work for him again. At Niren's request, Sam and Jack carry out another bank robbery and successfully exchange the stolen money. Throughout this, Gon remains unaware of their criminal activities, preoccupied with his girlfriend. However, Tim Man, one of Gon's associates, eventually learns about the robberies outside a Buddhist temple. Niren informs him that a guard has been killed and advises Jack not to take lives in the future. Jack questions Niren about his motivations, but he remains secretive, refusing to disclose any information, and leaves the scene. Meanwhile, Niren informs Gon that he has found Jack and Sam. Sam purchases a car and encounters Jack. A heated argument ensues, and Sam angrily drives away while Jack departs on his motorcycle with Avalon. The friendship between Jack and Sam, once as close as a married couple, starts to crumble due to the escalating conflict between them. Continuing during a bank robbery, a bank customer warns Jack and Sam that they are making a grave mistake because all the money they are stealing belongs to Gon. They exit the bank, but the police arrive, leading to a shootout. In the chaos, a police officer is shot, and Gon's men also show up, joining the gunfire. Jack and Sam flee on their bike, but suddenly Timon catches up to them and engages in a martial arts fight. Timon brutally beats them, but in the end, Sam manages to shoot him. The next day, Gon reveals in a meeting that Jack and Sam have stolen over $500,000 from him, speculating that someone within their ranks is informing the thieves. Tower admits to being the informant and quickly departs. Gon points a gun at Niren, who maintains his composure, denying any involvement in the betrayals. Gon places the gun on the table, explaining that he doesn't want to harm innocent people but promises to deal with the responsible party the next day. Meanwhile, Jack and Sam are shaken after the shootout. Jack confides in Sam that Gon is a major drug dealer, but he remains unaware of Niren's true identity and motives. A few days later, Niren contacts Jack again and informs him about the plan to rob the largest bank the next week. Jack, feeling that this will be their last heist, expresses his determination to Niren. However, Niren asserts that he will decide when their criminal activities will conclude. In a daring move, Jack threatens to expose Niren's involvement in the robberies to Gon. Niren initially remains silent, but eventually asks how he plans to inform Gon. Jack plays a recording that distinctly captures Niren's voice, leaving him with no choice but to agree to the final robbery. The next day, as Jack and Sam travel in a car, Jack reveals to Sam that after the upcoming heist, he and Avalon plan to leave the city. Suddenly, they are ambushed on the road, and Sam is attacked. Hearing Sam's cries for help, Jack rushes to his side. During the struggle, Sam is shot, and the assailant escapes with the car. Jack reaches Sam, but it becomes clear that Sam has died from his injuries. Avalon insists on joining Jack for the final robbery the next week, recognizing that he now needs a new partner for the heist. Initially hesitant, Jack eventually agrees to her joining for the final heist. Elsewhere, Gon and Tower meet with Fighter Lucky to discuss their preparations for an upcoming fight. Tower mentions they've bribed Lucky's opponent, and after understanding the arrangement, Gon approves. He enters the ring and defeats both of Lucky's men. Meanwhile, Avalon and Jack enter the bank to commit the robbery. As they exit the bank, they open fire on a police car, and in the exchange of gunfire, Jack is shot. Gon takes this opportunity to threaten Niren, increasing the pressure on him. Jack receives a call from Niren, who demands his share of the loot. Jack, wounded from the gunshot, explains that he will provide it because he can't cross the border with the money in his condition. He firmly tells Niren to stop threatening him and hangs up. Avalon goes to a pharmacy to get medicine for him. Niren faces a roadblock at the border, but he receives a call from Gon, who assures him that he didn't see anything suspicious and warns him that if anything goes wrong, he will call Niren. Gon tells Tower to watch Niren closely. Meanwhile, Avalon tries to remove the bullet from Jack's wound, but it proves difficult. At night, an unknown assailant shoots at Niren, but he quickly shoots back, killing the attacker. Tower arrives, and they have a fierce confrontation. Niren ultimately fatally wounds Tower with a bottle. Gon discovers his brother Tower's severed hand in a tray, leading him to believe Niren is responsible. The next day, Jack and Avalon set out to meet Niren, but Lucky spots Niren and informs Gon, who starts chasing him. Niren approaches Jack, but Jack shoots him, saving himself and Avalon. Avalon reassures Jack, and they escape in Niren's car. Gon notices them and begins chasing, leading to a gunfight as they race down the road. Jack takes a daring move by shooting at some oil tanks, causing them to explode, temporarily stopping Gon's pursuit. Jack and Avalon find refuge in a garage, but Gon and his men catch up to them. Jack urges Avalon to run, but she becomes trapped when she can't exit due to a locked gate. In their last showdown, Gon shoots Jack, who, in his final moments, begs Gon not to harm Avalon. Jack passes away, and Gon tells Avalon to give him the money and leave. Avalon escapes to the same beach where their story began. Reflecting on their time together, Avalon says that while Jack may no longer be physically alive, he will always live on in her heart. She kisses the bracelet he gave her, symbolizing her enduring love for him. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell if you want to watch more videos like this. Thank you for watching and see you again soon. Take care.